Ladies, you know what I decided I'm going to just call for? The de-centering of maleness. I'm not going to say misogyny anymore. You know why? Because so many men, I have not met a man yet that will say to me, yeah, I'm misogynistic. They always can excuse themselves out of any conversation where the word misogyny comes up because I'm not a misogynist. But if we just take it and make it simple and decenter maleness, that encapsulates all. Let me cook. So you see, for decades, laws have been written to prevent women from doing something: voting, buying a house, having a bank account, abortion laws. Like you name it, it was all to stop women from making independent decisions. There's a crusade across the country right now to stop women who are married from even having the ability to vote because the man in her home should vote for the family. It is maleness that seems to be the qualifying factor in whether or not you get to run the country, whether or not your word is enough, whether or not you deserve respect or deserve autonomy over your decision making. There is no law stopping a man from having a vasectomy. Not a one. Not a one. There is also a man running for the governor of Florida. Now, Florida people, please. I don't think he's a front runner. His name is Bobby Williams. And there's a viral clip going around where he's saying that there should not be a such thing as paid maternity leave. And that if you need money, then, there's plenty of women who have a baby today go back to work tomorrow. Well, God bless her, because I had 2 C-sections and that just was not going to be the thing in either of those occasions. But it's the idea that he who has never operated a uterus, he who has never birthed a baby, has all of the opinions. Why don't they get up there and talk about things that they actually got? Let's talk about that prostate. Let's talk about this erectile dysfunction. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the lack of hygiene that men are around here saying if they washing their backside, that is gay. And there are men in women's beds right now without a washed ass. Like, let's decenter maleness. I'm not against men. Not against that at all. I'm not against partnership. I'm a girl's girl, but I'm not that girl because I hold my girls accountable first. But I am a woman who says, why do you need? Why are you so preoccupied with all of my stuff when you got some stuff that you should be preoccupied with? I've worked with men that I wouldn't trust to be a crossing guard, in charge of budgets and whole departments. And when the companies got ready to let go of somebody, they chose the women because clearly the women were the problem. But the women were at the nucleus of your success because they think, because they know how to collaborate. They know how to make decisions. They know how to overcome obstacles. They know how not to take it personal and get the business handled. Let's decenter maleness, because you cannot get to equality or equity without decentering it. You see, for those women who thought DEI was just about hiring black people, it was about you too, sis. You want to be a trad wife? I salute you. I salute you because you deserve to be able to make a decision to do that. And for those women who got 2 husbands, 3 boyfriends, who, polyamorous or polyamomies or whatever it is, and that's working for you, sis, you deserve the right to make that choice. You don't want to have a baby? You deserve the right to make that choice. You want to have 10 babies? You deserve the right to have adequate health care. You deserve the right to heal after your babies are born. You deserve the right. You deserve the right to choose. The idea that men know so much that they should make all the decisions for all of us is preposterous. That's not just the patriarchy. That's not just that's not just misogyny. That is the entire concept around centering maleness. There are things that I will never know about being a man. I don't pretend to be able to make commentary on it. But on this here very app, man after man after man wants to tell women how they think. How about you focus on how men think or don't? You mad because you had kids with a woman who's not a great mom? Where was your thought? Where was your discernment, sir? Why you let her up in your drawers like that? Because, yeah, why now? Is she a problem? Let's decenter maleness, because centering maleness is really at the crux of a lot of our problems. Let's talk about being equals. Let's talk about how one feeds the other, that even neuroscientists have talked about how being in a space where your nervous system can calm down helps you from in every aspect of your life. You're more creative. You live longer. Your blood circulates better. Your cortisol level lowers when you feel like you're in a safe space. Men deserve safe spaces too. But this barbaric way of taking the safety that they believe they have is not getting you what you think you got. Anybody doing something of their own free will does it better. Think of the thing that you love the most. When you do it because you love it, you do it better. The best bakers love baking. The best cooks love cooking. The best basketball players love basketball. Not because somebody made them do it. Making her have the baby, making her stay home is not making her better. And it's not making you happier. That's the lie that you keep telling yourself. So we need to decenter maleness. Because until we do that, we ain't getting no damn where. There is not a man you know that's going to admit to being a misogynist. But not a man you know will deny being a male. Let's start there.